Tap the bell icon after subscribing and turn on notifications and you'll never miss a video again. Thanks, guys. What's going on internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, the summer is always dry when it comes to new game releases, but Devolver Digital just released a little gem today that shouldn't be slept on. It's called Absolver.
Okay, and now with the nice hit and run. Ooh,
nice.
TBH with the reflect. Uh-oh.
That was good.
That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Oh.
Padawan.
Yeah.
Go and tell your village who has defeated you. Story. We're reading the book. Absolver is the tale of you and your created character. The game kicks off with allowing you to create your own fighter from 3 different fighting styles. Each style has its own strengths and weaknesses, and you'll need to understand them when trying to take down the Fold. Yes, this game puts you against a villainous group called the Fold, and upon hearing that, I couldn't help but laugh because it sounds very similar to The Hand from Marvel's Netflix series. Absolver's single-player campaign isn't very narrative-heavy. Instead, the game opted to tell a story through lore provided by NPCs standing in the wilderness, with cutscenes only coming when a boss fight approaches. The story involves you running around to various locations trying to defeat the 6 underbosses of the Fold, and along the way, enemies are going to attack you left and right. And this aspect of the game felt very Dark Souls inspired. Once you defeat the underbosses, another area opens up where you're granted the right to challenge the Absolver. The campaign can be tackled alone, but I enjoyed playing co-op with 2 other friends. It truly enhanced the gameplay. Question: what do you get when Dark Souls and For Honor have a baby? Absolver. That's how I describe the game on the surface level, but I'd be doing this game a great disjustice only saying that. Absolver is clearly inspired by For Honor, but the difference is it's much richer. Knocking someone out in this game just feels rewarding.
Boy, what was you thinking?
Dang, Hokage got that katana.
Alright, we gotta go this way.
And that's because the game gives you 4 stances that you can switch between using the right analog stick. Each stance has its own set of combos, so Absolver is all about switching between stances as quickly as possible to mix up your moves and become unpredictable. Oh. You are strong.
What jutsu is this?
Kunjutsu. You have Asmo strength. But here's the kicker. You get to create your own combos tied to each stance, and the way you learn new moves is through fighting enemies and having them used against you. There's also a meter that appears during fights that acts similar to the active reloading in Gears of War. You time that meter correctly and you'll use less stamina and you'll attack quicker, so top tier players have to develop rhythm on offense. On defense, you're given the option to block, dodge, parry, and fake, and it's so satisfying finessing an opponent on defense. It's not enough to just beat their ass, you gotta make them look like a fool. Bow! Remember who beat your ass on stream? The Black Hokage. Leader of the village hidden in the steam. Shout out to Agent Tinsley. And if you make a lot of people look like a fool, then you'll be rewarded. One thing I really loved about Absolver is it's constantly rewarding you with stuff. Almost every fight, a new article of clothing is dropped, or you learn a new move, or you find a new secret path that holds some gear. Hell, sometimes you'll get a reward for beating randoms' asses online. I almost forgot to mention this too. The campaign features a seamless online world. Throughout your playthrough, you'll run into randoms on the server and you can join up for co-op, or you can just destroy them for your own pleasure. If that doesn't pique your interest, then why not try online? Devolver was nice enough to send GI and me some codes a week before the game released, so not everything was unlocked. Pre-launch, the only online mode that was available was 1v1s. It throws you into a circular arena where you must win 2 out of 3 fights with the opponent you're matched against. They're thrilling and they're a great way to test your skill against real people. And from my understanding, 2v2s and 3v3s are coming down the road, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. Also, be on the lookout for some of the game's negatives. One of them is the camera. The camera in Absolver is cool for the most part, but when it gets bad, it gets really bad, and in a game that's all about rhythm and timing like this, that can be frustrating. The camera has 2 problems. When you get back into a corner or a cornerish angle, it completely spazzes out on you and you lose yourself on screen, so then you can't properly defend. The second issue I have with the camera is the targeting. On PC, I use an Xbox controller where you hit RB to target an enemy. If you're fighting multiple people at once, you have to hold down RB and then flick the analog stick to switch to enemies. Problem is, it's not always responsive. They definitely need to clean that up, and they also need to clean up the performance. Once again, I was playing on the PC version of the game, and I'll say that the game ran buttery smooth 95% of the time, but the game did crash on me twice in my 15 hours of playing. Nothing to cry about, because I mean it was so far and few between, but I have to note it so the developers know it does happen sometimes. Final thoughts. Here's a quick summary of my thoughts on Absolver for those of you who weren't paying attention. On the positive side of things, Absolver features a deep and rewarding combat system, a single player campaign with co-op, decent character customization, smooth online, and a beautiful art style. On the negative side of things, sometimes you'll be fighting the camera, and the game crashed on me a couple times. Long story short, Absolver is one of the dark horses of 2017. The game is fire, and it shouldn't be missed by any fighting game enthusiast. I'm not promising everyone will like it, but I think everyone should at least try it. I mean, the game is launching only at $30.
What do you have to lose? Hey, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If so, then consider hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you're new. If not, then consider pledging to my Patreon. That's patreon.com/GIupdates. I have a bunch of different rewards in line for those who choose to financially support me. Once again, that is patreon.com/GIupdates. There will be a link in the description box below. That's also a place where you'll find a link to my second channel that you can subscribe to for more content. That's youtube.com/GIupdates. There will be a link in the description box below to that channel as well. Let it bless you.